In all seriousness, you do need two people to do this because there is just a lot of stuff you got to kind of hold. But it didn't take us that long, Brian.
No.
And we weren't in a hurry.
Well,
we just kind of got it done. And
we're idiots. And it took us about 3 hours to do.
But
no rattles.
no rattles.
Yeah,
no rattles. And
nothing.
that's you and I installing it.
Yeah.
That's how good this rack is.
We're idiots.
Yeah, right.
Welcome back to Texas Truck Channel. I'm Brian.
I'm Craig.
And oh baby,
We've done more. There's more, Brian. We've done to this Ranger. Yes, you think it's in somewhere. No, it never is.
By the way, we're not done.
We're not done yet. Look, we've done these, talked about these caliraised LEDs a bunch. The reason I'm bringing this up is one, I'm wearing a hat, so I've got to talk about it. Two,
Okay.
This is a Leitner bed rack we're going to talk about in a minute. But before we get there, I was driving around the other day and I literally had someone ask me at the gas station when I was filling up, hey, where'd you get those LED lights? I really like those. I pointed them to caliraised. So if you're interested, check out the link below. But let's get to the update of this video, Brian, and that is this Leitner ACS FORGED no drill bed rack. We've got the, this was a really, believe it or not, simple install. Even though I had Brian help me, it still wasn't that bad. No, in all seriousness, you do need two people to do this because there is just a lot of stuff you got to kind of hold. But it didn't take us that long, Brian, and we weren't in a hurry. We just kind of got it done. And
we're idiots. And it took us about 3 hours to do.
We're idiots, but they did a really good job with the instructions. I don't have them with me here, but they're color printed, Brian.
Yeah.
There's actually diagrams for everything. We've all done the IKEA thing and different furniture things.
This is not IKEA.
This is way easier.
Hands down the best technical writing I've seen for an assembly.
This is a great bed rack, and I love this. Comes with all these little roof crossbars, Brian. It has these little T-slots, so you can put all kinds of accessories from different companies and manufacturers. I'm not going to mention them here, but you know who they are. They're all out there. I like that this one's got this little rubber insert that goes over it so it keeps the wind noise down. Plus, if you want to set something on there, it keeps it from getting crushed.
Like a surfboard you go up there?
Surfboard, kayak, paddleboard, whatever it is you're up to these days. All right, Brian's, I think he's lost. He's heading straight to the woods. Brian, you're heading to the middle of the woods.
No. I'm packing out, Craig, for our next adventure. We got our Ranger set up, we got our bed rack going. I'm looking at the Ozarks for our next route, and the good news is Onyx now has off-grid maps. I can see right now where I'm gonna have cell reception or where I'm not gonna have cell reception. That's freaking awesome. I gotta say, Onyx has been the biggest transformation for us to go to places we haven't been before. So we can tell if it's UTV safe, if it needs to be dirt bike or ATV narrow, or if we can get one of our rigs down it, we know. We also know if they're open or closed, what recent conditions are based off of previous users recently going through there. You can give ratings. We can rate the trails we're on and say, hey, this is underwater right now, it's not passable, or vice versa. It's really cool to have that. And new for Onyx, they now have point-to-point directions, kind of like Google Maps, but that's a new deal. We used to run 2 apps while we're going on an off-road trip. Now we can just use this one. I love that. You let's try it out for yourself. Check out this QR code right here, and you'll be able to get into the Elite program with a discount from us. You're gonna love it. That's all I'm gonna say. Trial it. If you don't like it, you can cancel, but I'm telling you, you're gonna like it. Now, back to the episode.
And Brian, this bed rack, you know, there's a lot of talk about made in America, overseas, tariffs. This is tariff-free because this is manufactured and designed in Corona, California, this bed rack. So you're in business there, no problems, nothing to worry about. But Brian, let's talk about some of the accessories we've got for this.
Yeah, what are these?
So these are called gear pods. They have gear pods.
So you got 3 sizes.
So 3 different sizes. You get basically 1, 2, or 3 containers. These gear pods are also made in the USA. These hold 10.5 gallons. You could lock it so it's easy to see if it's locked, so you can see it pointing to the lock symbol.
Right.
I like that because, well, is it locked or is it not?
Yep, locked.
It's secured, so now you can actually unlock it. And Brian, yeah, listen to it when it actually opens. You kind of.
Oh, did you see it? Hold on, push it back down. Tight, lock it, just unlock it. Look how much it spreads from the weather stripping.
Yeah, it's
legit.
actually pretty impressive. So we got all kinds of goodies in here. We've got, so you can see how that just pops up. Look at that. Just spring assisted and it pops up. That's really nice.
Very simple.
So this holds all kinds of things. We've got toe straps in here, Brian. We've got some new ones because we broke some the other day.
Yeah.
And then we've got some semi load straps for something else that we had to use it for.
Yep.
But anyways, we just kind of throw our stuff in here. This one we don't have anything in it. It's just an empty container.
Yeah.
You can throw whatever you want.
It's a catch-all.
It's a catch-all. Now it's out of the weather. It's not rattling around your bed, and I can lock it if I want to. We actually leave this one unlocked because we kind of grab those a lot.
When we overland, the number one thing we complain about at the end of the trip, we all go, what can we do better next time? It's always organization.
Because if we get to the end of the trip and crap's just everywhere.
It just, blah.
To help with organization, we've got another accessory Leitner sent us, and that is the gear bag. And so what's really cool about this is inside the gear pod, this is designed to fit in here just right.
Yeah.
What I like is we've got 3 of these, and we've got these little different straps that are Velcro. We can put on here and identify what we're gonna put in here. We put air up, air down. We're probably gonna put a little tire inflator kit in here. But here's what I really like about this. I can open this up inside the gear pod and access stuff in here. And I've got, this is Velcro, so I can put more accessories that keep it, where they have a kitchen kit, where they have
first aid,
another, maybe a little stove kit, a first aid kit, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You just kind of put it in there, you make that your thing, and that's where it stays. But you can also pull it out. So maybe you're, I don't know, you're on the beach, you want to take something with you. But what's really cool is these zippers actually are pretty legit. And so now I've got a front and a top handle. So I can take this to wherever campsite I'm going to or what I want to. This is actually a really good EVF foam bag. It's really solid. And like, this is durable just by itself.
Yeah, very form fit too. I love it. Even has the stamp Leitner on the back.
Yeah.
It just feels incredibly high quality.
And that's what it is. All this Leitner stuff is really high quality, from the zippers to.
So this is weatherproof?
This is weatherproof.
And
that's
the
weatherproof.
tote has a weather strip here.
And so that's what I like. So you got your kitchen kit, you said, or maybe your coffee kit, whatever it is. I would probably have a coffee kit.
Yeah, good.
You can also do a zombie kit.
We'll show it on the other side.
So anyway, so you put it in there and it fits just right. And now you can either access it or just leave it in there, close it back up, because maybe you got an expensive coffee kit in there.
And you can lock it and you're good to go.
And you're good to go. And that is not going to have a bunch of dust over it too. That's the other thing that happens. Even when we go overlanding, maybe we have containers we throw in the back of the truck. It just gets dirt everywhere.
That's an example.
This solves that problem. Brian, we've got one more thing I want to show you before I get to the other side of the gear pod.
Okay, what is this?
And that is a universal accessory kind of mount or plate. So all these holes, basically, I can mount whatever I want here. We're going to mount roto packs, whether it's water, fuel, diesel, whatever it's for your heater. Who knows what it is? Maybe you got a diesel heater kit and a diesel container.
Good point. In fact, our diesel heater, the one I have, fits in here.
Perfect.
So I could have the diesel fuel here and the diesel heater there, you're set.
And that's probably what we'll do, because we do have a rooftop tent we're going to put back on here.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's probably a setup we'll do. We'll probably do diesel and then the diesel kit in there. That's really cool.
Love it.
So let's come over here. I want to show you the other two we have. Just kind of show you that you got all kinds of options. Let's open these battles up. Yeah, we do have a zombie kit here, and we've got a recovery kit here. Again, we're going to switch those up. We can do whatever we want with those.
Those are empty right now.
Love the versatility. Yeah, we've got, and one of the reasons we've been locking these is because they do have these bags. We don't want to lose these bags. These are just nice. Again,
and they're expensive and they're very good.
They're nice bags.
Organization.
One last thing before I hand it over to you, Brian, because there's a couple other things I want you to talk about that Leitner's sent us that are really cool.
Okay.
But I want to point out, again, you can hear that.
Oh, hear the air come out.
I mean, they're airtight.
Yeah,
that's really
awesome.
cool.
Super cool.
I also want to point out one last thing, and that is, Brian, I've been driving this around on some serious dirt roads and a lot of rain, a lot of weather, and I've been bombing it. I'm just going to tell you, I've gone pretty fast.
I know.
I sent you a video,
Yeah, I know.
But
no rattles.
no rattles.
Yeah,
no rattles. And that's you and I installing it.
Yeah.
That's how good this rack is.
We're idiots.
Yeah, right. So, but Brian, there's even more than just that.
I made a real idiot mistake the other day. I had to recover a family member's vehicle, and in the process, I got a little hot and bothered, and I forgot to close one of the gull wings. And I drove all the way to another place, and I got there, I had a trailer behind me. And I was going to this trailer, and I'm going to pick up a side-by-side, and I'm like, man, one of these was on the trailer. And I put the gate down, and I found 4 more were on the trailer.
Uh-oh.
I went, uh-oh.
Lost a lot of those.
I had all of these in the driver's side gull wing, and this is open down the interstate. And I lost a bunch of them, but we actually found most of them on the trailer. So that's good news. What I'm getting at, Craig,
so we're stuck with the zombie kit.
Recovery and zombie. Well, we can buy them. They're like $5 to get whatever you want on the Leitner site. So we'll get the ones we want recovered, the ones that we don't have. We have enough. But the reality I'm getting at, Craig, is this is built so well. 80 miles an hour on the highway, no wind noise, and no moving at all. It's a really high quality. That's what I'm getting at.
If it was worse quality, maybe you would have noticed it was open.
I would have heard something.
Right.
Okay, so here's something that is actually brand new for Leitner. They keep adding things to the system, which is really cool, and I love the adaptability this thing has. This is the Gatekeeper. It's brand new. And imagine, Craig, if we had a gear pod all the way to the end, well then this bed's no longer accessible. We don't have it configured that way, but we could do that if we wanted to. Now you can lock your gear in. But it's not like a topper where things get musty and stuffy. It's open to air. So if you have like dirty clothes, you can throw it back there and not worry about it. And it locks just like the side locks, and it's key to like.
And it doesn't rattle.
It doesn't rattle. And it pops open, and it has a resistant hinge on it. It just holds up, no big deal. And you can flip it all the way up if you want. So now you have full height. You could hang your clothes off when you're off of it if you're on a campsite to dry things. And when you're done, you just bring it down. And now your gear is locked up and secured. So
well, you can't open the tailgate though, right? Does the tailgate work?
Well, but
you can. Oh, okay, I like this.
But you can. That's how well made it is. Now, you can lock your tailgate, and if you have a tent on the top, no one's getting at your gear. So that's,
okay, so you can lock your tailgate, lock the Gatekeeper.
Right.
And if you had more accessories,
Depending
although
on-
already still secures more stuff like large size.
Nothing bulky. Like you could leave a,
Yeah,
a
if I had a
generator
tote back
here,
there,
no one,
nothing's
yeah,
coming
no one's going to get it out. So that's pretty
Okay.
cool. So it's already for our use. It's already secured, and we're going to reconfigure this
because
today.
it's got this nice little rubber stopper. It doesn't rattle.
No rattles. I don't understand, Craig, how this thing should be
Wow.
rattling like a nightmare. Look at the hardware. I don't know if the camera's gonna get it. The hardware is stamped with Leitner on the end and then the part number for it. So if you miss it or you strip one out, you can just order the one you need. It's so
That's pretty
well
cool.
thought out. That's really cool. You talked about the Hydropod. This is the Carry Edition, Craig. This is a portable shower system. And we actually want to put one on the side mount right here. So we're gonna order different brackets so we can mount this on the rack. The way this will work is it'll be right here. That's the outside edge, and it's just good to go. So say you've been on the trail all day, you've been riding dirt bikes and that kind of stuff, you're covered in filth. That's what this is for. So it has a quick release hose. This would go in one of your gear pods. It's time to go, right? So you're gonna plug in your line. You're going to pump it up. Takes about 40 pumps, holds 4.8 gallons. And then you can open the valve, which you don't have to open the valve, but we leave it closed, and then boom, you got a shower. But for gear sites, you get dirty on the trail, you come back from a hike, you feel filthy, or you're riding dirt bikes, you're set, dude. That's a really cool deal.
Or, Brian, you know, it's black. It's sitting on the outside of the truck all day long if it's mounted.
Now
it's going to be kind of warm.
Now it's heated water for your shower.
Right.
It's actually organically a good deal for that. This is super cool. Something else I want to show the people before we actually close this out is the adaptability. Can you loosen these knobs over there, Craig? So say you don't want to do the rooftop tent version that we do. That's how we're using this, but you don't have a tent on here and you have dirt bikes. You wouldn't have this Gatekeeper on it. But if you need to, oh man, I've got my dirt bike in here and now I'm hitting this on the handlebars. And then you just pinch it down.
That's too easy.
It's unreal how good this thing is. So now, before we close this out, I want to talk about price. It's the elephant in the room. We have run a caliraised LED rack on both our Tacoma and this. And I want to give some real feedback real quick. One of the major benefits of the Leitner rack is the mounting bracket. See this extruded aluminum right here, or steel right here? It runs the full length of the bed. So it's not pinching just at 2 points. Yes, you have 3 clamps on each side, but this rail on the surface area runs the entire top edge of the bed, so it's not damaging the bed at all. Full transparency, our caliraised bed had 2 mounting points. We kind of over tightened it and we pinched the plastic pretty hard. Wasn't body damage, you could change the plastic out, not a big deal, but you just have to think about it on this. It's just resolved, that's a big deal. Now, the price variance, Craig, the base forged rack without any accessories is $1,900.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. That being said,
Make that clear, Brian. So that ACS active cargo system forged rack, this thing.
yes. Which, by the way, this is not the boltless one. We just didn't use it. There's actually a brace. That
Oh, you're
goes
right. You're correct.
From here to the bed makes it even stronger.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's sturdy, but you don't get the gear pod.
Right.
You don't get this universal mount. Do you get those top racks? I think you get those.
You do get those.
You
Yeah,
do get the
base
tops.
rack system.
Okay, you do
The
get the
crossbars,
racks
you
up
get
the
those.
top, crossbars up
Yeah.
top. That's it. You don't get the Gatekeeper. You don't get anything else.
Now,
Yeah.
here's the difference. The caliraised rack is about $950. So this is about double the price for
This
this
is
one
twice
for the
as
base
much.
unit. But when we go to put accessories on the caliraised unit, or I'm not just picking a caliraised, these are just the 2 we've used on this truck, that's why we're referencing them. You can't even get a side mount gear pod like this.
That's
it
true.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You get a Molly rail, which is quite versatile and you can do things with it, but it's not weather tight. So you're gonna have to do a different tote that goes on top or in the bed or something like that. It's not this versatile. So just put that out there. Now, we've got all the bells on this one, Craig. It's gussied up. You wanna know how much this whole thing cost?
Okay, so all this is, okay, so we got the active cargo system
Right.
rack. We've got the gear
Right.
pods, 4 gear pods,
4 gear pods,
3 gear bags,
3 gear bags,
2 universal mounts,
right?
a Gatekeeper,
Gatekeeper, that's pretty expensive.
and a hydropod.
Hydropod,
What is it?
$4,900. $4,900. Now,
And we don't have everything. There's more.
but we can't do much more either.
That's
So
true.
it is pretty much decked out. So some frame of reference, if you're doing something else for the overland crowd, because that's what we're really referring to mostly, if you did a Go Fast camper, how much is that?
Oh, 10 grand basically when you're
10
done.
grand, right. We saw a bunch of other similar rack systems that were more than this
True.
at Expo West last year. This is not out of the realm. What I can tell you is this is the best engineered one that we saw.
For sure. Everything's quality from
simply.
every bolt and nut, everything.
It's double powder coated.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then look at this rack.
No rattle.
This piece is webbed and the whole thing is forged. There is no flex at all. It's stronger than our Constitution in some ways. It's unreal how good this is. So,
Brian, I'll point out one more thing too. You know, the caliraised rack we had was a mid-level rack. because of wind noise. We're really worried about wind noise.
Right.
Now, we haven't put the rooftop tent on this yet, but
Fair point.
Ron, I'll tell you, with those crossbars, which do stick up above the cab.
Yeah, they do. Let's point that out. The caliraised one with the tent, well, it was about that tall with the tent. Without the tent, it was about here.
Right. So,
Yeah.
But I've been driving around with those crossbars above the cab and zero wind noise.
Same. I had the same experience when I drove it. I'm like, this, I don't know how they're doing it. I think part of it is this rubber on the top is stopping some of that whistle on the top. Also, that gasket is not overly expensive for them to produce, but it's incredibly thoughtful. And the versatility of this. So if you had a small company just for like utility work, I like these side pods. Like, this is a huge deal.
It is.
Like, and for family road trips and stuff, I'm gonna put the dirty clothes and crap in here. I'm gonna put the kid bags in here and that kind of stuff, outside of just camping. It's a cool kit. I don't think there's a better rack on the market, period, the end. And that's no shame to the Cali one or any other bed rack systems. There's a bunch of brands that do bed racks. This just happens to be the best. And all that being said, there's a price to pay for it. It does cost more, but if you did a caliraised rack, one, you couldn't do side pods, but by the time you do all the other accessories anyways, it's gonna cost more than $950. That's just to get you in the door. I do think it's worth the penny for it. Yeah. And I think this is a rack you buy and you take it from truck to truck to truck to truck.
Yeah, and I think that's what we need to close on. This rack is the perfect example. You get what you pay for.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
The old saying of buy once, cry once.
Yes.
That's this right here.
Yeah.
You're gonna take this, like you said, from truck to truck.
Yeah.
You're not gonna sell this with the truck. You're just not.
You're just not going to. This is going to outlast this Ranger. No question about it. And so if we swap to a different Ranger or a Gladiator one day, we'll change the mounting plate and we'll put this on that or something else. If you buy this, you're gonna buy into a system that's gonna serve you for generations.
If you'd like to know more about the Leitner bed rack and just build your wish list, check out the link below. We've got it down in the description. Look, I go in there almost every night and just kind of, I want that. No, I would design it this way. No, I would get the two gear pod. No, I'd get the 3-1. Yeah, we're constantly going back and forth with how we would configure it.
I think we might do the dual gear pod over there and add the third over here. We'll figure it out.
There's a bunch of ways to do it. Let us know how you would design yours, or maybe you've already got one and you love it. Tell us how you designed yours.
Hey, I've already had comments. We teased this on the channel already, and someone's already commented, oh man, I had it on my Tacoma, I got a new truck, and I brought it with me. The load capacity of this is pretty gnarly too. Because of the forged ends and how strong they are with the side brackets, the dynamic, not static, the dynamic weight rating on road, meaning pavement, 800 pounds.
Wow.
That's a ton. Tents don't weigh that much. Our tent weighs like—
a ton, actually, 800 pounds.
Well, thank you. It's 200 shy of a ton. Thank you, Craig. It's a lot, okay? So our tent is about 150 pounds with our whole gear. We're nowhere near that. Dynamic off-road, it actually calls us out 400 pounds.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Wow.
That's a lot. So anyways, that's good to know.
All right, with that, be sure to stay tuned for more. Brian, we've got, believe it or not, more updates coming to this thing. And because y'all keep asking for them, we keep having to update it. So we're just gonna keep doing it.
There you go.
Be sure to like and subscribe. See you on the next one.
Thanks for watching.